Hey everybody, vonMaxin here with a beginner's guide to Hearthstone. Alright, so I've got another account loaded up here. As you can see, I've never played Hearthstone on this account. And so we're just going to jump right in, and I'm going to kind of walk you through the beginning steps of Hearthstone, how to play Hearthstone, and some of the basic concepts behind the game. Alright, let's get right into it. Oh, this is thrilling. Get some free cards. And we get Jaina.
Oh, a new challenger. It's Jaina Proudmoore.
On turn 1, you start with 1 mana crystal. Turn 2, you start with 2 mana crystals, and so forth. If you take a look at the anatomy of the card, in the top left-hand corner, you have the cost. And then each minion has an attack value and a health value. So this costs 1 mana, which will take up the mana that I have. So I'm going to click and grab it and play it on the board.
Job's done.
You get the little jobs done when you have no more mana left and nothing else to do. Click the end turn button. Obviously, the object of the game is to destroy your opponent by reducing their health to 0.
Another minion, just what I needed.
When a minion is played,
Right where I want you.
they have summoning sickness, so they have to wait a turn to an attack. This one was played last turn, so I can play it now. So I have a choice. I can kill this Null, or I can go face, but it doesn't want me. It's not even going to let me, actually, because this is the tutorial. We'll kill that and move on with life. We're going to play this River Crocolisk, and now this is one of the big basic concepts in Hearthstone, which is, do I go face, which means do I attack my opponent's hero, or do I trade? In this instance, I think I'm going to attack his face, since he only has 10 health, and we'll end the turn. My opponent is going to trade because that's good for him. He needs to get the damage off the board.
Huge.
So I'll play this raptor, and I will kill this Null. I will make this trade. This is what we would call a value trade. I'm getting a lot of value out of killing this minion here.
I'm coming for you.
It can only be used once, so we'll use it to fire this at his face. And he's dead. Get some cards.
Back to the stockades with you, Hogger.
Jaina versus House Manastorm.
So you gain a mana crystal every turn, like it says. And then cards that can be played are going to be highlighted in green. So we'll play our little Murloc Raider and end the turn. So all the mana crystals that you used from the previous turn are refilled. So now I have 2 mana crystals. I can play this Bloodfin Raptor, and I will. I'll attack with my Murloc Raider. And remember that my Bloodfin Raptor is asleep or has summoning sickness, so he's unable to attack this turn.
I know what this feels like.
What?
Winning! Duh!
So I have a choice now. I can play Arcane Intellect and draw 2 cards, or I can play this Raid Leader. I think I'll play the Raid Leader. My other minions have +1 attack, so this becomes 4 attack, and we'll go from there. So now we're at 4 mana. I think I'm going to draw. Let's see what we get. We didn't get a 1-cost minion, so we're unfortunately going to float 1 mana, meaning we never used it. It's going to go away. We want to try to be as efficient as possible with our mana. I could have just played the Fireball directly to his face, but I kind of wanted more options. Alright, so in this turn, I'm going to play out a few... I'm going to play that out, and I'm going to play this Raid Leader out. Alright, and now we have lethal. A lot like chess, you know, you put the opponent in check. So I have lethal with this plus the fireball. There goes minions. Alright, Cho is our next mission.
Jaina versus Lord Walker Cho.
When minions fight each other, they both take damage.
Jaina, it is.
Unlike Magic, the Gathering,
Lore
your minion, in Magic, your minions heal back to full health at the end of the round. or at the end of the
will
turn.
not hold
In
back.
this game, it's not like that. The minions, their health remains. So at this point I have two choices. I can play the Arcane Explosion, which will kill him, and it will protect this minion. I could trade. I don't think that's a very good choice. I could also play the Bloodfriend Raptor and develop my board further. And I think that's what I'm going to do. And with this 2-1, I'm going to hit the face, because I'm going to let him make the trade. Me trading is not that important because his 1-1 is not that threatening. And we'll end the turn. Again, he has a good trade here. Not a very good trade for me. So I'm going to play the Raid Leader, which cannot be killed by the 2-2, and I'm going to go face. I'll let him make this trade. Alright, for this turn we have 4 mana, so I think I'm going to play the Arcane Explosion in order to make this trade here. So we'll play out the River Crocolisk, and we'll play the Explosion, and then we'll make the trade here. Notice he took 2 damage, so he's down to 1 health. Alright, at this point, this seems like a good moment to trade. So because this 3-3 can threaten my 2-1 and still stay on the board. So we're going to get rid of that, and then we're going to play everything else out. Okay, so I guess he's making... This is just part of the tutorial. This doesn't happen in the real game. So I need to trade. So we're going to draw first. This is a good draw. And see what we get. We got a Magma Rager, so we'll play that. And now the trades I have here, I want my raid leaders to stay alive. So this is a small minion, so we're going to use that to trade with the 2-2. And then we're going to use the 3-3 to trade with the 1-1. We're not using this because they'll both die. Notice how there's the skull over both of the heroes. Or, excuse me. Notice how there's a skull over both of the minions. They'll both die if I make this attack. So we're going to attack this way. And then we'll attack face.
I have made some new friends.
And we have lethal on board, meaning we have 6 plus 7 is 13. So as long as he doesn't heal, he does heal, we win. So we're going to play her
I hope you like my invention.
and draw a card. This says Battlecry, deal 3 damage to the enemy hero. We're going to play that.
Never know what
And then attack face. And we have lethal. Okay, here we are in the 4th tutorial. And this is some great advice. Don't understand a card, mouse over it. Alright, so we're on 1 mana.
him while he's alone.
We'll play out our Raider. And end the turn. We've been given a banana. This is a spell. Give a friendly minion +1/+1. And we're going to do that with our little Raider here, because this puts us out of range of dying. And we'll make the trade. And we're also going to play this boar. This boar has charge, which means it can attack immediately. So we'll send this sucker to the face. Alright, so I have a couple choices here. I could play the Wolf Rider with charge and just go face. I kind of wanted to do the bananas on this, so I can make the trade here and keep him alive. And we'll play out the River Croc for the other 2 mana. Well, there they go. I didn't want those minions anyway. Okay, so now at this point we're at 4 mana. I could play the Fireball just directly to his face. I don't know if that's a good play. Now when you play this, you can either heal yourself or a minion. Typically, unless you're about to die, it's usually better to heal a minion because that's how you win the game. By developing a board and keeping control of that board. So we're going to use the Voodoo Doctor to heal our Crocolisk. Even though we're not at full health. We're not at risk of dying right now. A key concept in Hearthstone is that health is a resource. And use it well. And then we'll play out this Wolf Rider. This Wolf Rider has charge, so it can attack immediately. Okay, this is not going to be a very mana efficient turn. We're going to play the Raid Leader, which will bump this guy to 4, and we'll make the trade here. This minion had Taunt. I didn't go over this. This minion had Taunt, which means enemies must attack this minion first before they can attack anything else. And now we can attack the face. Here comes another taunt minion, so we're going to have to do the same thing. That's too bad. That's really too bad. We're going to start by drawing a card and see what we get. Oh, we have our own taunt, but we're really not at risk right now. We need to get rid of this. This is a 3/1 charge, but we're going to get +1 from our raid leader, so this will perfectly take care of his taunt. And then I can go face. Next turn I can use my fireball to burn him down.
Sure.
Hit it very hard.
I could have played my taunt if this 10-10 was a risk, but I'd already burnt him down, so it wasn't a risk to me. And we got some more cards.
I don't think that's the last we'll see.
Okay, here we are in the 5th tutorial. So in this example, it looks like in this tutorial we need to kill his minions or he'll overwhelm you. And again, this is a key concept in Hearthstone, which is board control. If you lose control of the board, you're probably going to lose the game. We'll use our board to trade
A beast.
and end the turn. So here we go, we have our hero power now. Every hero has a hero power. They typically cost 2. The only exception is Demon Hunter. You can only use your hero power once a turn. My hero power deals 1 damage and it's targetable. So we'll smack him in the face for 1 damage and end the turn. It is a perfect target, so we're going to spend our hero power to kill his minion. Because remember, we're trying to control the board. And then we'll play out this foot to round out our curve, meaning to spend all of our mana. At this point, we want this minion dead, so we're going to play out our Wolf Rider and just make this trade. And then we'll play out our Stone Tusk Boar and go face with it. We can play the raid leader, give our minions +1 attack, make a trade here, go face, and then Fire Blast his face. We could play Arcane Explosion and trade. I don't like that so much. We could also play out our Nightblade and do a double trade, but I want to develop the board further, so I'm going to play the raid leader out. Make this trade. I want to keep my taunt up. Well, we do have a way to neutralize it, and that's Polymorph. So we're going to use this spell, transform a minion into a 1/1 sheep. And then we're going to use our hero power to kill the sheep. It's always better to trade with your hero power if possible. Alright, we have another taunt. I think we're going to make the same play. We'll polymorph this. We'll zap it, and we'll go face. Alright, now we have lethal. We don't need to worry about his minions because we have 4 damage here, and then our Nightblade does 3 damage to the enemy hero.
Never know what hit.
And that's the game. Get some more rewards.
And that's the end of your safari, Nessingwary.
Alright. This fight is totally not fair.
You are not prepared.
Oh baby, I'm prepared. We have nothing for 1 mana, so we're just going to float that mana and go on to the next turn. 10,000 years is a long time to be mad. Could you imagine the ulcers? Weapons lose durability when you attack. So the first value is the attack value, the second is the durability value. So he gets 2 swings with his weapon, and then the weapon gets destroyed. We're going to play out our River Croc and end the turn. Now, he's done quite a bit of damage to me. So we're going to play out the Voodoo Doctor and heal ourselves. And then with the remaining 2 mana, we'll take out his mana. Alright, next turn we have a taunt that we can play.
Who shall be next to taste my blade?
I think my Voodoo Doctor's next. Yes, he is.
Behold the flames of Azeroth!
I suppose if you've been angry for 10,000 years, you're going to scream all the time.
Power. It's so strong.
It is a strong hero
You
power.
know nothing of power.
I know a lot, Illidan. Alright, we'll play out this taunt.
Dingo!
It's going to take both his minions and his weapon to get through this taunt. Strike that. He has a fireball that he goes face with. Very impressed. We're going to save this Arcane Explosion for the next time that he hero powers. And I could play out a taunt plus this Footman, but I'm going to stay on curve and I'm going to play out this Nightblade.
They'll never know.
Remember, playing on curve means you play, when you have 5 mana, you play a 5-cost card. If possible, that's one of the better ways to play this game. He just takes the damage. Okay, we have a couple options here. We can play this Reckless Rocketeer, which is a charge, which means I can attack immediately to the face. I kind of like playing out this taunt, though. This taunt has 5 health, and he only has 4 attack. So we'll play this out. Now we have 2 mana left over, which means we can play the Footman, or we can play our Hero Power, and I think I'm going to play the Hero Power and just go directly to the face. Again, we used all our mana. I'd like to get this Boulder Fist Ogre down. However, I think I need to clean this board up a little bit. So we're going to Arcane Explosion. We're going to play out this Magma Rager. And then we're going to ping this. So if he makes this trade, since now he has 3 health, he'll die to my 3/1. And I'm going to go face. This may prove to be a greedy play. I could be punished, and it looks like I am going to be punished. No, I got very lucky. No, I did get punished. So we have 5 damage plus 5. We're at 10 damage. We can do this for 11, which puts him 2 off lethal. However, he has 8 damage coming to me, so I may die here if I'm not careful. We're going to play the Novice Engineer and draw a card and see what we get. Arcane Explosion is sort of helpful. We'll do that, we'll ping this minion down, and then we'll play out this little taunt for him to smash into and go face. This sets up lethal next turn. I have 2 charge minions for a total of 8 damage. So even if he clears my board, which he's not going to, I have the proper amount of damage. And there's so many ways to win. We'll play the Fireball for flavor, and there we go. So there you have it. That's how you get through the tutorial. In the next video, I'll go into the solo adventures, and we'll start finishing these quests, acquiring new cards, and maybe playing against some real people. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you can see future tutorials on how to play Hearthstone.